Zweiter Tag der PDAC 2016. Diesmal haben wir ein sehr interessantes Unternehmen, das ist Minera Alamos. Wir haben hier Chris Frostad, den CEO, der uns ein bisschen was zum Unternehmen erzählen wird. Chris, first of all, please shortly introduce yourself. Tell us a bit about your track record in the industry.
Sure. Well, we've been operating in Mexico actually for quite some time. We've got a pretty significant team of engineers that have built a number of gold projects, put them into production in the last 10 years. And more recently, what we've been doing is we're coming out of what's been a very difficult time in the market. We've been looking for very specific projects that we can bring to cash flow as quickly as possible. In particular, we're looking at projects that have got low capex. We're looking at projects that have got high margin, and projects that we can bring into production within a year or two. And I think we've got two on the go right now that are in that category, and we continue to look for more.
Thank you. So tell us a bit more about these projects. I think one is gold, the other is polymetallic. What are the specifics in a nutshell of these projects, and where do you aim to go, let's say, this year with them?
Sure. We have two projects. One of them is a project that the company's held for a while, and what we did last year really as a way of restarting the company was to completely re-engineer the project. It's a copper molybdenum project in northern Mexico called Los Verdes. And what we did is we took it from a large operation down to a smaller operation. To be honest, it's we went down to a smaller plant size, a plant that we knew that we could acquire in a used fashion, which reduced our capex significantly. And we took the project from about $100 million down to about 10. And that was the first thing we did. The second thing we did was able to take our high-grade resource, which was at about 1% copper equivalent, and we were able to identify a fairly significant starter deposit within that was closer to 2%. The third thing we did is we've introduced some ore sorting technology to the process, which is able to high-grade that rock once again up to closer to 3.5% before it goes into the mill. So we've taken a large project, we've downsized it significantly in terms of its required cost to get it going, and we've improved the margins to the point where it's going to be providing some very, very high returns, even at low copper prices. The second project is one that we've just acquired, and it's the one we're very excited about right now. It has it's called La Fortuna. It's a gold-silver project. It's high grade. It's about 2 grams per ton, but 75% of the deposit is closer. Well, it's in excess of 4 grams per ton. It's at surface. We've acquired the project just recently from Argonaut Gold, and we believe that we can get it into production by the middle of next year. So both of those projects will be returning large cash returns. The payback on La Fortuna will be a fraction of a year, and Los Verdes is about a year as well. So we're really excited to get these both moving. One last thing, I guess, with regards to the two of them and timing. Within the next few weeks, we expect to have our resized technical report done for the copper project for Los Verdes, and we'll have a feasibility ready by the summer for La Fortuna, and we should be able to start construction on both of those before the year's out.
Well, you said you downsized the project, the first project, and the other project is also in a manageable size. But still it costs money. How do you finance this?
Well, we've got, like I said, Los Verdes will have a capital expenditure requirement of about $8 to $10 million. La Fortuna will be in the $10 to $13 million range. We actually started last summer looking for financing. We've been obviously financing the ongoing operation as we do the preparation work and the planning work. But the project financing, we really started to build those relationships last summer. So we've been meeting with a number of different firms in London, in Zurich, in Germany, in Paris over the last 6 to 8 months. They've been following our process. They've been following our progress. They've been watching us get the copper project ready, and we've been hitting all of our milestones. That same group is very excited now to see a gold project in the mix, and so and many of them are at the show this week. So we're dealing and we're talking with a number of different firms, primarily European firms, who are now anxious to find new investments in the resource industry. I think there's a lot of interest right now in finding projects that are going to come out of the downturn, come out of the cycle that we've been in, and that over the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years are going to start providing significant returns. So we're getting a lot of interest because of the size of the projects now, the way we've approached them, and the expertise that our team has and has been able to demonstrate in building mines in Mexico. So right now we're very, very optimistic as to our ability to put the project financing together.
Thank you. So 2 projects that should get you into 2017. What then? What are you planning to go for other projects or upsize, so to speak, the existing projects?
Well, definitely. When we started, when we went back to Las Verdes and started resizing it, it was never our intention to have that as the project. It was really to act, and this was what our investors were expecting as well. It was to act as a platform to us to start to consolidate a lot of the projects that are now available throughout Mexico. That's really the region that we're the most comfortable in. But we've looked at a number of projects in the southern United States and down south of down into Central America. What our intention is to continue to consolidate projects. Las Verdes was the first we had. We came back very quickly with La Fortuna. And it's certainly our intention to continue to add to that portfolio, to create a business, to create a company that isn't dependent on one single project, but one that we can continue to grow from moving forward. So we are definitely on the prowl for more projects, and we do spend even now a significant amount of time doing those evaluations.
Thank you. That certainly sounds interesting, and we'll be watching your progress too. Thanks.
Thank you.